Hello everyone, it is your boy Mise, and welcome to another episode of the Crab Rap Recap. Yes, I'm doing it in the video game form. That's just kind of the easiest thing right now. Like I said before, this is what we're doing. Today we got a pretty short episode for you today. This episode wasn't long because there wasn't much news. However, I am going to try to branch out into more news things, such as regular internet news, but also sports, video games, etc., because those are other things I want to talk about as well. But stop with the rambling, let us get into this week's episode. And the first piece we will be talking about today is the official announcement for the KSI and Logan Paul rematch. It will take place at the Staples Center on November 9th, which means if I wanted to, I could actually buy a ticket and see the fight for myself. But more importantly, we also got to find out that this fight will indeed be a professional fight. Now, what does that exactly mean? This means that there will be no protective headgear used in their actual fight, and we could actually see some real pain and blood. And at the end of the day, that's all we really want to see from these guys, is both of them get a couple of black eyes, a couple of concussions, maybe a broken tooth, you know, the type of pain that idiots like them deserve. Now, of course, everyone will be expecting a winner from this fight since the last time it ended in a draw, and people will not be happy if this ends up in a draw again. Now, who do I think will win the fight? I would have to look into it a little bit more, look at the stats, the actual weight, height, arm length differences, but for me, I will be taking KSI in this fight because I think he'll be able to take Logan all the way and take him down, and I'm even going to call it'll be a round 5. KSI knockout round 5. Now, the next topic we'll be discussing today is Twitter being mad at MatPat for a recent tweet that he did. I remember being on the toilet, passing my breakfast when I decided to go on Twitter and saw that MatPat was trending. What appeared to have happened was that MatPat was talking to some big media company about the toxicity of cancel culture and used Etika's death as an example of what cancel culture can do, and, well, Twitter wasn't exactly happy about that. Now, there's a lot of ways that you can come from this, but I personally don't think MatPat was doing this in a bad way. I think he actually came from this from a genuinely good place, and I do think he wanted to do some good. I think it was just more of him being ill-informed and not having all the information that he needed in order to actually properly talk about this topic in front of a company. And I've seen a lot of people attack MatPat for this tweet. I don't think that's okay either, and I don't think the hate is justified. This is a situation where we need to calmly and properly educate someone on the topic of the situation rather than actually attacking them for not knowing something. As far as Etika's death, I don't know much about the guy, and I only really knew him through the last year or so, and even then, I didn't really follow him that closely. So I'm not going to comment on it like I know exactly what happened or what exactly was the cause of his death, but I know that it was just more heavy and more complex than just cancel culture. It'll probably best for me to leave it at that because I can't really add much more to this, but I know someone who knows Etika and actually knows a lot more about surrounding that topic will probably make a video on it at some point. Our next topic is the revival of the game company Telltale. Sort of. Recently, Big Money Men bought the brand name Telltale, and they're planning on, at some point, to bring back the old games into the digital market, since they have some of the licenses like that for like the Batman games, and they plan on renewing some of the old ones so they can keep making games. Now, this is all fine and dandy, and it's nice, but it was also said that they would only allow some of the original crew members to come back and work as freelancers, with a chance of them getting their company jobs again. First off, I do want to say that the whole dealing with the freelancer thing is fucked. I met some of these people in person. I worked at a food place near the actual studio of Telltale, and a lot of these people were very creative and passionate people about their work, and they wanted to do these games despite being worked heavily and down to the ground. They wanted to finish and make all these games. To give these people freelancing positions and dangle their old jobs in front of their faces of, hey, if you do a good job, we'll definitely give you your jobs back, it's really shitty for you to do. And if the original crew isn't even coming back fully, then people should be skeptical over the quality of these games and if they are going to live up to how the old era of Telltale is versus this new era. It seems like there's going to be a little bit more of outsourcing rather than everything being made at home at the HQ, but I guess we'll just have to actually wait and see to see what exactly happens in that regard. Keeping on the topic of video games, NBA 2K20 trailer promotes gambling and its gameplay. In it, you can see people opening packs and getting pumped and excited for these cards, and they even go as far as to add actual slot machines and other casino-like games into the game as well. And I'm baffled at the balls on 2K to do this after months of them facing their own problems in 2K19 with their microtransactions and their gambling mechanics over in Europe, specifically in Belgium. They go ahead and add this shit into the next game, practically promoting gambling to kids. I think it's safe to say that these loot box mechanics are getting very out of hand very rapidly and very quickly. I would hope that before the launch of the new 2K game, they can go ahead and remove this type of mechanic, but I highly doubt they'll actually do something about it. Yep, that is going to be it for this week's episode of the Crap Rap Recap. Yes, this was a very short episode. Yes, I know with this new format, it's not as drawn out as the others. I can actually talk a little bit more to the point about things and elaborate a little bit more. However, the Crab Lab recap I didn't realize was going to be so short, and I sat there looking at it being under 10 minutes, and well, that might just be a byproduct of having at least a better vocal performance rather than having a face cam. But we'll have to just obviously add more news into the topics, add more content into it, but that's what we're gonna do with right now. Hope you liked the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Come back next week for the more Crap Lab recap ideas, and I will see you all next time.